Member for Vancouver Fairview.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, we're nearing the end of this session, a session that's had a single-minded focus on developing a liquid natural gas industry. That is the focus of the government, and that is an important potential contributor to BC's economy. It gives me great pleasure today, however, to stand to talk about BC's technology sector. It is an amazing sector. Every time I meet with people active in this sector, I'm impressed with the measures they are taking and the creativity and entrepreneurial spirit they're bringing to building the economy of the future, as well as working very hard on finding solutions to the problems of today, whether it's dealing with greenhouse gas emissions or finding ways to add value to our resources with exciting new technologies. Based on the recent KPMG report card, we know that the tech sector employs a lot of people. It now employs over 84,000 people. That's more workers across the province than all of the resource industries combined. And they're good jobs. The wages are 66% higher than the BC industrial average, contributing over $6 billion in wages. And this sector and these industries are not just limited to the big cities, to Vancouver and Victoria. Tech startups dot the landscape from Victoria to Prince Rupert and from Vancouver to Cranbrook. The industry is responsible for 7.6% of the BC economy and contributes $15.5 billion to the provincial GDP. It's the third largest contributor. However, Honourable Speaker, despite significant gains in terms of GDP per capita, BC continues to trail the performance of other provinces and the United States. As the KPMG report card stated, we have an A in the sector in comparison to other BC industry sectors, but only a C+ in comparison with other provinces, and a poor C- on industry input indicators. Tech employment per capita, as well as per capita GDP, is still lower than other provinces with significant technology sectors. So as Bill Tam of the BC Technology Industry Association recently said in a submission to the Finance Committee, as he pointed out that BC is less than 0.25% of the global tech industry, he said, "I think we have a massive economic opportunity. Our forecast shows that we can grow to $50 billion in industry revenue, account for 16% of provincial GDP, and be at 142,000 jobs by 2020. We have startup companies in the pipeline to realize this growth. However," Mr. Tam says, "I think we need to take some purposeful, deliberate action to fully realize this potential." After the 2012 report, BCTIA consulted extensively with tech sector leaders, with post-secondary institutions, with business leaders and government to develop a 4-point plan for growing BC's tech industry. It identified actions and activities that the Industry Association believe are necessary to significantly change the shape and spur the growth of BC's technology industry. And these include, Honourable Speaker, revitalizing access to venture capital, expanding market access, concentrating on a home team advantage, as they call it, and developing a Buy BC program. This has been done, Honourable Speaker, in the United States, where the US government and state governments are very active in promoting and purchasing and promoting the purchase of local businesses of locally produced tech. Developing, attracting, and retaining talent is extremely important, as is accelerating the growth of companies and building larger anchor companies that can attract investment and create the kind of ecosystem in the tech sector that will feed and encourage startups and provide them with the work they need to grow. Mr. Tam has pointed out that subsequent financing post-startup has diminished significantly. The first stage of venture capital has diminished significantly. The BCTIA recommended to the Finance Committee that BC consider partnering with the federal government to invest $100 million in a regional fund of funds. To be clear, this would not pick winners or invest in particular businesses. It would, however, be an investment in a venture capital fund that invests in firms. The $100 million investment in turn would be expected to be leveraged 3 to 1 with private sector dollars. Honourable Speaker, we're also not developing the needed skills and knowledge. We rank near the bottom on a per capita basis for the number of tech-related graduate degrees in BC. Recently, in 2013, the Applied Science Technologists and Technicians of BC issued a report called A Strategic Direction for Tech Education and Skills in BC, and they note that almost 150,000 British Columbians are employed in these occupations in BC, 1/3 of these being technologists and technicians. 25,000 new jobs are expected by 2020, although there are growing concerns about technology education keeping up with this growth. In 2007, the ASTTBC found that there was no cohesive and coordinated plan in place to respond to the need for more tech workers, and they have recently said that progress since 2007 has been sporadic, piecemeal, and mostly within silos. So, Honourable Speaker, it's important that we pay attention to the voices of the industry. It's important that we pay attention to the steps that are needed to spur the growth and reach the potential of the tech sector, a sector that is such a significant part of our economy with high wages and many jobs. If we rest on our laurels, Honourable Speaker, the BCTIA says that we will fall short of the growth that they project for 2020. We need R&D investment. We need to ensure that we are creating intellectual property, applying for and getting patents. We need to encourage students to take the STEM courses and go to school. Honourable Speaker, there are a number of very important things that we can do, we should do, in order to maximize the potential of this industry, and I look forward to helping and working with the industry and encouraging this growth. Thank you very much.